Hello, all you out there.
Hi. Do you like the show Dudes with Brews on a Porch?
Yes.
Of course you do.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh,
the proverbial you, the everybody
you.
you.
The royal you.
Everyone, whoever you are. If you like it, you can do something cool and listen to us on the Podcoin app. It's the app that pays you to listen to this podcast and every single podcast in the entire world. It's the podcast player that pays you. Just get the Podcoin app on iPhone or Android. It's free, super easy to use. You use the Podcoin you earn to claim gift cards or donate to charity. So amazing. Turn your podcast listening into charity. Or if you just like some Amazon, Starbucks gift cards, things like that, you can also get some sweet ass headphones. I use the Podcoin app. Rob uses the Podcoin app. I'm at like 1,600 points, I think. My listening's been a little low. I'm gonna make sure I amplify it.
I've donated, I think 600 points, and I have almost 2,000 saved up.
Cool. And if you're thinking, how do I do this? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. All you have to do is go to the Podcoin app on that Apple or Android and use our promo code DUDEBREWS when you sign up, and you're going to get 300 Podcoins just for signing up with the code DUDEBREWS. Give Podcoin a try today and forever.
So you just so it's that easy? You just listen to podcasts like always? Just
that easy.
Podcoin.
There it is.
And then I'm making money that I can donate.
Theoretically, yes.
And Amazon gift cards.
Right.
Seems too easy to be true, but I guess I know it's not because I use it, so.
Dude. Craft Brews and Casual Conversations, episode 99.9. 99.5 for the people who don't know what. I said 99.9 before. I meant 99.5.
Yeah, I was going to say, for those of you that don't know what a half is, like myself.
99.5. We're drinking an IPA. This is Dudes with Brews on a Porch.
Key the intro.
You're about to hear the greatest show of your life.
Dude.
Dudes with Brews on a Porch with Rob and Drew.
Rob,
And then put the intro at the worst possible break.
Yep. We're drinking Surley Brewing Company, the Xtra Citra Pale Ale. It's from Minnesota.
That's Xtra with an X.
Xtra, yes. So it's Minnesota, I think, is one of their more popular breweries is Surley, and it's good stuff. It's you'd think hops in the bright sunshine would make us happy, but you'd be wrong. It just makes us extra surly. This bright colored session ale explodes with Citra hop flavor and aroma, and in a deliciously drinkable brew. Put your shades on and enjoy the extraordinarily bright beer experience. Okay, enough with the X's, we promise. Cheers. Brewed and canned by Surley Brewing Company in Minneapolis and Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. It is 3 or 4.5 on the ABVs. My one app thingy had to update, so I have to find out what the IBUs are. But Rob, describe it.
Let's guess what the IBUs
Well,
are.
we can guess. All right, so let's look at it right now. It looks like an IPA. Looks like it's got the nice
cloudy.
oh yeah, the best kind. I like the clouds.
It's got the bubbles coming up. I guess that's
Like
not
the
really
clouds
part
outside. It smells good.
I kind of think it smells like a foot.
Do you really? That's mean.
No, I guess
Your
no,
foot
right?
smells good then, huh?
Yeah, it's a freshly bathed foot. No,
I think even after I wash my feet still probably stink.
no, they don't.
No?
I don't know. No, well,
You ever smell your
I
arm?
wouldn't know. I guess I would. I said that as if I've snuck in and smelled your foot.
Right as
after
I step onto the shower, the floor mat.
I thought the floor mat was a little lumpy the other day. It was me, Drew.
Good. Do you ever like smell your armpits after you shower just to see if
Definitely.
like maybe I don't need to wear deodorant? I heard deodorant's like not the best for you.
Deodorant is not good for you to wear. It's bad for your body functions.
Well, Rob, before we move on, NA, it says on the IBUs, they don't have a measurement of it. So on this,
I'm gonna make a guess.
let's do it. Let's make a unanimous guess here.
Too much is my guess.
I say not enough. Bite your
that contrast
tongue.
between us is what gives us our excellent on mic chemistry. Yes,
excellent. I'd say
that was not. That
I don't know.
No pun intended. There.
I don't even remember what half of the ones that we've had are. 40.
We have no frame to get. We have
Excuse
nothing to
right.
8,000. I could be right.
We were gonna do episode 100, but I suck at arranging things. We want to do some cool stuff, so we're gonna bring it to you next week. And because episode 99 or 98 and 99 got deleted, you get 99.5. Could it be like 98 and 99? Could we make it? I don't know. It doesn't matter the number. Technically,
it doesn't. Because I mean, we could release the car episode finally, which I think is a funny episode. Mm-hmm. The audio is a little bit rough on it because we were in a moving vehicle, but it made me laugh.
I haven't listened to it, but I'll have to check it out. But no, we're gonna do something cool, and then you have a cool thing that you want to talk about too in the future episode. So a lot of good things going on.
I can't wait for that episode.
A lot of brainstorming. I just kind of got to get some ducks in a row. You know, it's raining outside. Been raining a lot. Right?
It's that brainstorm.
There's so much brainstorming going on. Yeah. We've caused the clouds to release.
They're swirling around
our juices.
The greater Wisconsin area.
Oh yeah. So yeah, what's new, Rob? How are things going? I have some things I want to speak on, I guess.
Well, I got one thing the only one thing that I really want was I texted because this is what's ridiculous is not only did this happen, but I had to text you to make sure I didn't forget.
Sitting.
I realized last night that when I'm alone, even so, not like when I sit down, I go. Ugh.
When you get up?
No, when I sit down. When I let gravity do most of the work, I still. And nobody was nobody's there when that happened.
So then it's real.
So I'm like, yeah, in my head I go, well, it must be real then. Because I will say this, like, it always weirds me to think about saying ow because you got hurt, or like when you're a kid, you get hurt and you cry, like,
yeah.
And thinking about that, like in the aftermath of being an adult or whatever, it's like, oh, why would I cry because I got physically hurt?
Right.
No, like, or even saying the word ow, it doesn't make sense. That's the same thing with like, making a noise when you get up or sit down. It doesn't make sense until you actually do it, you know.
We're recording in my kitchen too. It might be a little extra echoey today.
Well, and on my program, which Drew tends to echo on, I think, more than I do, but
yeah, that's
not his fault. It's the program's fault. So shame the program, not Drew.
Well, no, that's fine. Yeah, I make that noise it's not when I sit down, it's when I get up. Like, especially from the floor. If I'm sitting on the floor, like playing a game with the kids or something like that, and I get up.
You're still in your 20s,
I go,
right?
Oh shit! That's what it's like. Oh shit! You know. And I shouldn't say shit, but I do. It's like a reaction. It's just a.
Yeah, it was weird when I caught myself doing it again, and then like I was just like.
I'm 28.
I'm only 32. I'm not saying I'm old, but It was just like, it was the fact that it was like, you know, sometimes you do that, you make the joke kind of like
yeah, right.
Like no one can see the motions that I'm making to sell the joke, but it's anybody who's done it. That's getting up there in the, you know, getting close to 30 or whatever.
Right.
But it was like for real, and I was like, I don't know, it made me think about that. It made me think about crying when you were little and how that's just the idea of like whacking your shin on something and then like producing tears. That's not the right response. But as a kid, you haven't realized.
You just can't handle the pain threshold at that time.
I don't even know if it's that or if it's confusion or something that because you don't understand why. Because like I guess like I mean. I don't know. Emotional pain is what you're more apt to cry from, I would imagine now. Like once you get older. I mean, you never cry. Men never cry, and we don't freaking cry.
I couldn't tell you the last time I cried, like from getting hurt.
Yeah, that's because I don't think that your body like actually. You might produce a tear. out of pain, from pain, like just like from like trying to hold yourself. You're like to. I've had that happen where something hurt so bad that like my eye watered. Mm-hmm. It wasn't crying; it was like watering. You know, there's a difference.
Yeah,
in my justificational mind,
I think like I've gotten to the point more where it's like I feel so much pain that I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. That makes sense.
But yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time I cried from like physical pain.
It's just like
kicked in the shin or whatever.
I don't think that kids cry because of the pain when that happens. I think it's like
they're scared.
I think it's like when you're a baby, it's like
that's their communication.
It's ingrained in your head that if I cry, my parents will come.
Could be.
And so like you get hurt and you need somebody there, and so you know that that's what's going to produce that on like a deep level of unconscious thought.
Yeah.
That's all I got, though. I mean, we could go. If we start dragging, I want to tell you about this movie I want to write with you. I don't have like we don't have to go into it in depth like we did with the #/tag, but but it's still a movie that I think would be funny.
I've come to the conclusion that I'm gonna make myself. I'm gonna make myself happy, Rob.
Good.
I'm done with the negativity.
Good.
I'm done being negative towards others. I'm gonna try to be, at least not to be. And I'm just gonna, there was a thing a couple days ago. I just looked at myself in the mirror and I said, "You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Just be happy." So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on mandatory happiness, Rob. That was Laura Jane Grace is a great artist, musician. And things like that. And I don't know if she still has it, but she used to have a blog called Mandatory Happiness. And I think that's a mantra I'm going to stick with for a while, Rob.
I started reading this book, and it's from an Eastern philosopher. And basically, it gets into
a curry? Hey-o. Like Eastern? Curry is an Eastern food.
I didn't hear it. Did you say Anna Curry?
I said in a curry.
In a curry?
Like in a hurry, but in a curry. I was guessing the book title.
Oh, no. It's actually like, it's called You Are the World, or We Are the World.
Well, that's lame.
But it's actually really interesting in terms of like, it's not a written book. It's like a transcript of talks that this guy had given.
Oh, sure.
But he gets into this idea of like, in order to truly like to be innocent, to be happy, to feel love, you have like humans live in the past, and the past doesn't exist. Like because everything that we react to when you see somebody, if they make you feel good, bad, sad, whatever, that's because you are living in the past. You're basing that off of but yeah, so like everything that you like, you need to let go of your past, and you let go of the things that you would think like. Now I got derailed there or whatever a little bit, but like, okay, when you see somebody, they make you feel bad. That's because you're living in the memory of what they did to make you feel bad. So you have to let that go to live in that moment, and then you have to get rid of your wants and desires, because with wants and desires, you're living in the future. And you have to live in the moment. But
there is no such thing as the past, Rob, or the future. There's only now.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the idea, but I don't know. It's actually pretty interesting. It's really interesting, though. But
the last book I bought,
it does get into happiness and how to achieve it.
The last book I bought that I have yet to read, Rob, the Beastie Boys book.
You should read it.
I will. I've just got to get in a rhythm and in a mood to actually read. Like I'm just
it takes
reading makes me tired.
That's because you're always tired,
right?
And reading is your body shuts down physically, and you go, I want to go to sleep. Like you're just always sleep deprived. Don't read. You shouldn't read because you'll always
burn all of your books.
No, I think the last book I think the last book that I bought was like a mythology textbook.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It wasn't actually a textbook, but it presents itself as a textbook.
Yeah.
But it's like it's pretty good. You don't have to read it all straight through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm gonna get you later, man.
Ashton's poking at him.
He's throwing stuff at me.
Yeah.
Back of my head.
I have a lot of textbooks still from school when I have all this. I had a few boxes left,
College textbooks?
Yeah, to go through and I have
mine too. Yeah,
it's I don't know why I have these. I have one on like radio, and it's funny. When I was in college, I never even used them. I remember one semester I forced myself. I'm like, I'm paying close to $100 for some of these textbooks. I need to read it. I need to read the material. But half the time, the way at least my college experience is I just got to go to the class and listen to the lecture. They give you the content that you need to know.
But there's more nuances in the books, and they're worth having. It's worth having, if not for a reference. Like if you run into a problem, you can go, hey, because that's what I do. And not that wastewater treatment comes up very often, but you'd be surprised at how many times I've actually pulled out my wastewater treatment textbooks.
Sure, I have,
and used them in real life.
Yeah, I have I think I still have one of my Spanish textbooks, which that actually could be fairly
for sure
resourceful. But
you could pass that on to your kids. I mean, because Spanish doesn't change.
Oh, ¿qué pasa, hombre? ¿Cómo está?
Racist.
Why is it racist?
Because everything is nowadays. I don't know.
I just said, "What's up, man? How are you?"
Yeah, but you didn't say it like you said it like ¿Qué pasa eso?
Say ¿Qué pasa?
No, you did not say.
You're supposed to say it with you're trying. Part of the speaking part of the Spanish class is trying to match the.
When did you have Spanish class?
Is it 5 years ago?
Yeah, that's outdated.
Oh Jesus!
The words aren't outdated, but what they're telling. Yeah, if you go down there and do that, the context is outdated.
You just have to say it with the enunciation and the emphasis and stuff like that. You're supposed to. That's the way they speak. That's what you're trying to do. Emulate that. Right?
I don't know anymore.
I think you look into the PC stuff a little too much sometimes, Rob. I think it's...
You're telling me this? You're telling me this?
I'm just saying, I fall into it, and then I've done things... I
will address it, but I don't let it change me.
Are you saying it's changed me? I don't know that it's changed me. I just...
Maybe not PC, but I can see you hold back on things or
Because it's not worth it.
Yeah, well...
It's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
I don't need to, I just don't...
I'm fighting a battle for humanity here. All right?
Things will change in a little bit.
Because it makes me mad that people that's a joke, obviously, when I say racist, because it's me holding up a mirror to the fact that people do that, and it's the idea of what the word racist means is somebody who hates or treats people differently based on race. I want people to understand intent and there's no malice in a lot of these things that people just
Yeah, I agree. I agree. This Tim Allen thing going on, I think is dumb.
I can't even watch the news.
Do you know anything about it?
I know nothing.
There was an interview with Tom Hanks and Tim Allen. They were talking about a game called Spades, and Tom Hanks knew all about it because he's played it, and he mentioned some other game. And then Tim Allen's response was, "I don't gamble," and they're like, "Well, it's not necessarily a gambling game." He's like, "Oh, I don't know anything about it. I don't." He just said, "I don't know." So, and they're assuming that he's in there. Bringing up old material from his comic and stuff like that. I think
Tim Allen's a dick.
Oh yeah, for sure. But he's Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, but I mean his last name is Dick. He's actually a dick.
Oh, Tim Dick.
His name is Tim Dick.
Tim Dick.
Yep.
Allen's his middle name.
Yep.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying there's this.
That's my joke about Tim Allen. Now I just came up with it. What do you think? Tim Allen's a dick.
Is that really his last name?
Yeah, his last name is Dick.
Oh, I didn't know that. It is what it is. I don't.
But that's the thing. That sounds like nothing to me, and so I'm sure somebody made a big
deal.
Oh
no, it was trending on Twitter. People were upset.
That's the problem I have with
I don't know what Spades is. I don't even I don't know if this is a popular game in other.
It's a game
parts.
It's
a card game.
Yeah,
is it with the three cards?
It's in the pay. Or no, that's Hearts. I'm thinking of. Yeah, Spades is it's a game that people used to play when they got together and played cards, and now people have computers, and it's irrelevant.
A game that I don't know that is popular, or maybe has a different name, in other states. Sheephead in Wisconsin, it's very popular. I don't know how to play it.
Me neither.
I don't even know what it is. Like it's
don't get it either. I don't know.
So it's. I mean,
it's not that I don't get it. I literally have no training in it.
I just like to play like, I'm. That doesn't mean I'm uncultured because I don't know how to play a game that's predominantly played in Wisconsin. It just
we all have our things, yeah.
Right. I'm more of a Texas Hold'em kind of guy.
Yep.
I like
backgammon.
I don't even know how to play backgammon.
Forward gammon.
Don't you have to be like 87 to understand those rules? Like up until 86, you start to get a rasp, but the 87, all of a sudden you're like, oh, this makes sense now, right? And you're playing in like a park with pigeons surrounded by you. You throw the lumps of bread around and you go, oh, Jerry, pick up the crust. You're such a good pigeon. And then you look at Ralph across the table and you go, backgammon, bitch. How do you win it? Like I don't understand any of it. I don't get it.
I'm not 87, so I don't know. We'll pick this back up in 50
if we ever
years.
if this podcast ends at one point, like when we're 87, we'll do the backgammon episode.
87 is going to be my what's it? I don't even know if this is a real thing, but when I turn 87, I'll be the age of the year I was born in.
Oh, I gotta go to 90. Actually,
you're not going to make it.
I don't know. I actually have to go to 1,990.
That's not
possible.
I'm joking, obviously. You only used the last two.
As was I.
You only used the last.
It was a joke within a joke.
I thought you were serious about living to 2,000 years old.
1,990.
Sorry, I rounded up. I guess I shouldn't do that. Every year counts when you're when you're getting up there by 2,000.
Yeah, what
are we doing right now?
When you're close to 2,000.
How did we get on this topic?
Have you ever looked at I don't know. Have you ever looked at the people that are like, there's these articles that get released what?
The People's Court? I've looked at the People's Court.
My dad watches all those court shows and I don't get it. But anyways,
sorry.
Have you ever noticed like when those articles of like this oldest person living right now and they like show the picture and just how miserable they look?
I've seen. I saw somebody that was really old that looked very happy.
Oh, that's good. Usually they look like usually they don't look well.
No, true.
It's like, get this camera out of my face. I don't want to.
There was this time that I was at the gas station, and I held the door open for this guy, and no one's gonna be able. Did I tell you about this?
No.
Okay.
You sparked a thought.
But no one's gonna be able to see this, but maybe you can explain it better than I can. I that's the door.
Yeah.
And he was coming, and I was like, okay, this is you're for an old guy, you're within.
Oh, it's just shuffling while you're holding the door open.
But then he got in, and then he turned back around and went out, and then he was at the same spot when I was coming out. And I had to wait for him again. And I was like, I felt so bad for him because he kept on forgetting something from his car, but it took him because he's taking like inch steps. He was one of those kind of.
Another thing.
So put roller skates on
top of thinking of my mandatory happiness mantra, which it's working so far. I'm in a good mood. I feel good. Another thing was holding the door open. I've decided because it happened when I was on my way to work. I went to Quick Trip. For those of you who don't know, that's people in Wisconsin have an addiction to a convenient.
It's like come and go.
Have a convenient. It's an addiction that a lot of us in Wisconsin and maybe the Midwest have.
It's only in
to this
3
convenience
states,
store.
There's like 6 of them in our town, maybe even 8.
Within a mile of each, within a mile of each other.
And that's how they're like the McDonald's of gas stations, except for worse.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, they're better. They're good quality.
I love Quick Trip.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm at the only place in town where it's harder to get to a Quick Trip. Like
a little bit.
Like you got to go. I mean, if I went straight, I mean, it's like it's not.
You
the
have
closest,
two.
It's
you
not
have two options.
Yeah, but it's not the closest gas station or whatever.
Right,
right.
But regardless,
no one cares about the geography of where.
I've decided, Rob. If you're not within like 5 feet of me, I'm not holding the door open for you because then I just make you run, and nobody wants to do that. You don't want to exercise. You're walking in a Quick Trip to get one of those hot sandwiches for crying out loud. You know what I mean?
No, I gotcha.
And like people, they puts pressure on the people like looking at you like, oh, this guy's holding the door. I must now run. I have to run because this guy's trying to be polite.
But are you making them run?
by holding it's. I think there's like a power thing there, Rob. Like I think we should test this theory. Like
there's definitely a window. I mean, there's a. I'm
not doing it anymore, Rob.
Yeah, there's a measurement, and outside of that measurement, you no longer have to
5
hold
feet.
the door. Yeah, is it 5 feet? Well,
it is. It is now.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that should be law. Like so, all the listeners of the Dudes with Brews people. I don't know what we're gonna call you, Brewsters. Who fucking knows? 5 feet, 6 feet. You don't. You walk in. 5.5 feet. You walk in.
I think 6 feet warrants a power push.
Fair enough. So power push at 6 feet, 5 feet.
And for anybody that doesn't get what the power push is, that's where you push the door and walk away from it. So you push it all the way open, giving them a window of time to reach the door before it closes, but you are no longer there holding it open.
I think this is a fair assessment because like I don't like that pressure of like now like this person's when I'm on the other side of the fence.
But a door is about 3 feet wide, 2.5 feet, 3 feet wide.
Sure.
So 5 feet.
It's a good one, I think. I feel like it's a fair assessment.
Where am I right now to this door? What did you call this? 5 feet? I'm 6 feet away, right? So what? This is where you stop holding the door at the counter?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's about good.
Yeah, it wouldn't. But it wins.
This is something that plagues me every time I'm going through a door. I'm not even gonna like lie, man. Like I get anxiety about when people are, because I've held the door while people are like walking from the pump.
Well, you coming in eventually?
Yeah.
I'll just wait. I'll wait till you're done.
I got it.
He goes, no, man, you can go in. I got 5 more gallons. No, I got the door, man. I got the door. And then he just like full on sprints past you.
Yeah.
That's and that's on the other side of the fence.
I super shame people for not going fast, apparently, but
on the other side of the coin, where if somebody's holding the door open for me, like I feel like I have to now like either power walk or somewhat run to go get the door.
I got breathing in my ear, just like phantom breathing.
He's creeping on you.
What are you doing, buddy?
What you doing, buddy?
I will say, God, the door thing, right? We're talking about the door thing.
Right. Mildly interrupted.
Yeah, I lost it, man.
Like I'm saying, like when they hold the door open for me, I feel, and they're not within that threshold. Yeah, I have to now run. Like,
okay,
you're being polite by their polite. Like you're trying to be polite.
You're being inconvenienced by their politeness.
Yeah, but you're also trying to cater to their politeness.
Technically, they made that decision while seeing your gait. So if you don't change your gait, that's on them.
Here's an experiment.
But I will say this before I lose it again.
Okay.
What gets me is when somebody goes to open the door, or holds the door for their significant other, like a guy holds the door for a significant other, and like makes this like keeps himself in the position where it looks like he's holding it for you as well.
That's awkward too.
Yeah, they're like, I get into those situations and it's like, or when you're with I think me and you've been in this situation where you're with a guy friend and they go to open the door and it's like, I feel so like lazy or something when somebody, I'm an able-bodied person and you open the door for me, like when we're in a group.
I hate it when, so you and me are walking into an establishment, there's a group and there's 2 other people in front of us. Yep. The guy opens up the door for the person he's with. That person walks in, but then he holds it for us.
Yeah, that's okay.
And now he's separated from the person. Yeah, he's like temporarily separated. And
and if we're going to a place if we're going to a place with a line, he doesn't get to cut.
And then and then
I don't know what he's thinking.
You go up if it's at a sit down place. They go, 4 of you. No, he's just opening the door for us.
Well, that's where you say yes.
Yeah. We'll take a table together.
I thought we were best friends now.
Meet new friends. He opened the door for me.
That's how you meet people, right?
You're opening a literal door and a figurative door of now you've opened the door to a possible new friendship and to great opportunities in life.
And do you have any milk I can borrow?
Also, are you interested in improving your health while gaining financial freedom?
Yeah. I've got the solution for you. Okay, yeah. So yeah,
pineapples.
Those things are door etiquette is definitely. You think we would have figured this out by this point in our?
It's 2019. You'd think there would be some sort of like unwritten law that was established many years ago.
Yeah, that's Yeah, no, I don't know. 2019, but that's the thing. We're going backwards. Like now, because I think we might have even been closer to figuring it out, and then it was like, oh, like you can't. Have you ever held the door open for a girl you like that's walking up, and then they give you the like feminist, I can do like that kind of spiel? Because I've had that happen. I don't like that when that happens because I hold the door open for guys too. I'm an equal opportunity. Door holder, gentleman.
No, I've never had that.
But then, or old ladies like, oh, no one opens the doors anymore for you never see that anymore.
I think most people, Rob, are okay with you opening the door for people.
I'm just saying, I've gotten that on multiple occasions with this. Like, I've even heard conversations about it on the radio and stuff where it's like, we don't need the door open for us, and it's like, no one needs the door unless. Okay, some people, but we're not talking about that 0.5% of people with no arms. Like,
that's neither here nor
whatever.
there.
Okay, I can tell that you're going to leave this out with all the Ashton stuff, so that's fine.
No, I'll leave this in.
Okay. Was it okay? So door etiquette, happiness mantra, which I like that because I have been saying a mantra before I go to bed. I think I told you this the other day. So like, because when I lay down to go to bed now, I've been just saying this thing to myself where it's like that I say out loud, this is your life. This is based on choices you made.
And in the words of Joan Jett, I don't give a damn about my bad reputation.
Yeah, no, that's not
I'm sorry.
But
in the words of the Ramones, I want to be sedated.
Well, that's in my head always. But, yeah, no, it's just these choices led to this life. This is not a movie, and if you want things to change, you have to change.
Here's a question for you: if you could pick a movie, like your life is now a movie, what movie would it be? Pulp Fiction?
No,
I've never seen it. Reservoir Dogs. I want to be the guy with the chopped off ear.
Everybody dies in that.
And then you can just go like,
Spoilers.
I needed this like another hole in my head. Get it? Because he's got an actual like hole because his ear's missing.
But that's not a hole. The hole from his ear is always there. We always all have that.
But now
hole.
It's just a little more noticeable, Rob.
That's very true.
Thanks for bringing it up.
You could be.
He has troubles putting glasses on.
You could say I want to be like the bartender from episode 4 of X-Files.
I haven't.
Conduit.
I've seen it.
It's where the biker guy who's a bartender, he pulls back his hair and his ears all like melted off.
Okay.
But it's very noticeable.
Huh. Okay. Anyways.
Obscure.
So I'm sorry. You were saying this is your life choices, mantras.
I finished it.
Okay.
That's it. It's just basically I have to remind myself that my life is not because we all grow up on movies and TV shows.
Yeah. That was the question. What movie would you be?
So like, I mean that's.
Ashton's would be Frozen. Because he's singing "Do You Want to Build a Snowman" right now.
Nice.
I told him we can't build a snowman. There's no snow on the ground. Only grass.
Yeah.
You could build a grass man. Call him Bob Marley.
Why Bob Marley? What kind of grass do you have?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I've never seen this movie, but maybe
lawn.
The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Oh, it's a short story.
There's a movie too.
I read that in 11th grade.
I never read it or saw it, but I wanted to see it. I don't know. I can't think of what I want my life to be if it was a movie.
I don't know either. Something cool. Iron Man.
I mean, yeah. Do you get to become the person in the movie, or do you just have to live in that? Like you
just live in the world.
You live the story.
Oh, there he is. There's Iron Man.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore.
That was just a bird in the distance.
Did you see the new Avengers?
No.
Okay. Don't watch the new trailer for Spider-Man if you haven't seen the new Avengers.
Well, that seems like it's a lot of work.
It might be.
For the
what's pissing me off? Like I'm watching like shows or whatever on YouTube channels that could like technically be like for like that kids could get a hold of, and they're putting Child's Play in there. I'm like, geez, dude. Like the Child's Play trailer.
Yeah.
and like Ashton saw.
Oh, it's like so. There's like they're
the ad place for
on
it.
on a children's YouTube channel.
Yeah,
that's not cool. What else? Was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No. How long have we been recording? Because I don't know. I forgot to convert it to minutes. So now we're in bars.
We can still do that.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, just go up there.
Oh, look at this. Look at real-time stuff. We'll go up where?
To bars.
To bars.
And then click on it.
Oh, hey, look at that. Seconds.
Took me a long time to figure. I just got a spanking from your kid.
Right,
we still have
halfway
a lot of
through.
time here.
You haven't been drinking your beer, Rob. Is there something wrong with it? Is there something you'd like to say to the incredibly successful and popular brewery that is Surrey? Surley, I should say, one of the bigger ones in Minneapolis and in Minnesota. Do you have something to say about it?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
There's a reason why you're not one of the biggest breweries in Wisconsin. Because your beer smells and tastes. No, it's just too sour for me.
Sour?
Or it's too bitter. It's too
hoppy.
bitter. It's too bitter.
I'll drink it if you don't want it.
I will. Yeah, you should drink some of it. I want more of it. But
yeah, I'm all about it. But
I thought you had stuff to do.
I do. I'm not going to drink it.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to dump it. I can tell you about this movie idea.
Yeah, go ahead.
Honestly, what we were talking about
He's behind you again.
The average Drew. I know I can hear him breathing.
It's like that could be like a horror movie in itself, just like parenting. Yeah. Instead of like people getting murdered or whatever, like you just hear the creaks in the hallways, and all of a sudden you hear breathing next to your ear at 3:00 in the morning. And,
it must be listened to with surround sound, and it's just
black.
Random breathing throughout your house.
I wet the bed.
I have a mess for you. No, I want to write a dark comedy called She Died in the Diner.
Yeah.
And basically what it would be in a rural part of somewhere, right? Wherever. So there's somebody on a family member on her deathbed but they keep her in the house, so like and there's like a blizzard or whatever. And essentially what it would come down to is this person would die and the family would be in the house, but a blizzard would prevent them from getting the body to be picked up. So then they just have to spend so much time with this body in the house. And so the story of it, like what's interesting about it is like at what point do you go from paying your respects to the dead body in the other room, that's your mom or your grandmother, to, well, let's see what's on TV, or let's play some Xbox.
Oh, sure.
It may not seem like a good idea for a movie, but I guarantee you, I promise you that we could write it to be a very funny, have very funny, awkward moments.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. That's a good idea. Yeah. Sorry.
The idea that no way for somebody to come pick it up, and no way so you're just kind of stuck in this house with a body.
That was I think something like that kind of really, well, it happens where you see those stories where people have a dead body in their bed for 20 years.
Yeah, that's a little bit
gross. Wasn't that?
Yeah, they went through that weekend, and then they just kept on, they got back into their habit. And they never took care of it. There was some people that were really like Kemper did some weird stuff with his mom's dead body, and whoever the Bates movie was, the Psycho
Norman
movie,
Bates,
that was based on somebody.
Mm-hmm. Was it really?
Yeah, I believe so. It might have been partially based on... I think Norman Bates was based on a few different people, different stories kind of meshed or mangled together.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been watching more stuff. I've kind of gone down this true crime serial killer wormhole of docuseries. And man, there's some you hear about Ed Gein and
yeah,
and Ted
from
Bundy.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, you hear about those guys, are the big ones. But man, there's some really bad ones out there that were ridiculous, that I've never heard of, and that most people probably haven't heard of. But I just watched one where this guy literally in the middle of a day, in the middle of a broad daylight abducted this girl and just took her out to the woods and like tied her to a tree for 9 days. And she lived through it, but it was like it was crazy that he walked over a mile-long bridge with her with a gun on it, like in her back in rush hour traffic.
Well, I mean, a lot of weird things happen, and I'm sure a lot of weird things happen in a lot of places, but Wisconsin seems kind of like notorious for some pretty big name serial killers. We got Ed Gein, Jeffrey Dahmer. There was, Ed Gein prompted the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like he's Leatherface is loosely based on him.
Yeah. Yep.
And then recently, there was that girl that got kidnapped, held.
We've got the Slender Man killer.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be like a movie now or whatever, where like those two girls stabbed their friend,
8-year-olds or something like that,
15 times.
Yeah. Because they're afraid of the Slender Man. Who I watched the documentary on that, and I couldn't understand if they truly thought that the Slender Man was real.
They're just demented. They're demented 8-year-olds.
But that doesn't just happen.
Yeah, they might have really believed it.
Like,
that's why you gotta watch out what you.
But I don't know if these people were from Wisconsin, but they definitely came to Wisconsin after this. Where did you hear? There's on Amazon. There's a documentary called "Mommy Dearest and Dead" or "Mommy Dead and Dearest" or something, and it was like this mom that had Munchausen's by proxy, really bad, where she Munchausen's by proxy or whatever.
I don't know what that is.
It's like Munchausen's disease is where you hurt yourself to get sympathy.
Oh.
Munchausen's by proxy is when you hurt your kids or you make your kids sick so that you get sympathy from doctors and from your family. So what she had done is like she told her daughter that she needed to be in a wheelchair. She told her daughter that she needed all these things.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and like she was like 5 years younger or older than she thought she was.
Right.
And after she murdered her mom, the girl that the daughter who was being basically manipulated into thinking being told that she was sick and all this and on all these meds that she didn't need. Her and her boyfriend ended up murdering her mom, and then they moved to Wisconsin. I don't know if they're from Wisconsin.
It's a good destination. I mean, what's not to like about Wisconsin? You got the green grass, you got the Green Bay Packers, the Milwaukee Bucks had a really good year. There's a lot of cheese curds. They got delicious beer. I mean, of course, the first thing.
I was thinking if you killed somebody, you'd fit in well. Like you'd be able to disappear in a crowd.
Yeah.
I derailed your thing. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
No, it's not.
No, it's
give it to me. I know.
Give it to you?
Not that way. Get your head out of the gutter. Don't wink at me. No, get mad. Yell at me.
No.
I need it.
You want me to yell at you?
I've got a weird...
Somebody recently, because I got a new job, Rob. I don't know that I...
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Should we do a cheers to that?
We can. And
no, apparently not.
It's not a big deal.
It definitely didn't. I was actually. It's funny that you say it's not a big deal like that because that news came at a time when there was other stuff going on again, and you had texted it to me, I believe, and I didn't feel like I gave you the response you deserved, which is a major congratulations. And that was
all right.
Like I really felt bad that I didn't because I think that is a big deal, man. That you had to go interview for it. Other people probably wanted it. I mean, it's not a job that you can just walk in off the street and get. So congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Thanks. Man, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I'm sorry. Gosh darn it.
What were we saying? Oh man,
let's back it up.
I don't even know.
You said you got a new job.
Yeah. Oh, about me being mad because you said you want.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And like I told some people and they're just like, oh, I really don't want to see you go or whatever because of this and that. And I was just like, you could get somebody. I was like, it might be better after I leave. You never know. You never know what's next. Could be better. And they're just like, they're like, I don't know if I've ever even seen you mad. And I'm just like, it's happened, but just
well, that's the thing is, they don't want you to go because they can't. You've told me stories about things that they've done where it's like, and granted, that's a mark of a good supervisor, or somebody that can keep their cool when their employees are doing it. Because you shouldn't be yelling and blowing up at your employees. Maybe not at anybody, but you still got to let it out sometimes, you know? It's like they've definitely said some, like, you've told me things that you've walked in on them saying that was not appropriate, not allowed, and not cool. And about sometimes about you, and not true things where it's like now they're going to go, wow, now they'll see what a bad supervisor really is.
Maybe not. You never know.
Maybe not, yeah.
But yeah, that starts in a couple weeks. We'll see how it goes.
It'll go good. It'll go great, I bet.
Yeah.
What if you don't like it down there? Can you go back to your old job?
I'm going to give it some time and, try to go out through it. And then there's always other opportunities that I'm sure will be presented in the future. So
What does that mean for our podcast?
As it was something we got to figure out. We might have to record on Saturdays instead, which isn't a big deal.
It's fine by me.
It might actually be easier.
I mean, I could always do it later too.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't know what time the kids go to bed, but I could come between if they go to bed before 9 o'clock. I imagine they would on a school night.
Mm-hmm.
I could come over at 9.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. We can do that off mic, but
I think the people want to hear the minutia of the show.
Yeah, I think it's good that we can wrap it up. We have episode 100. I'm gonna reach out to people and get this going.
If we can't get people that topic that I have,
we'll do the topic. We can even just do the topic and bring in Matt or somebody. Somebody extra. I'm sure people get tired of hearing you and I talk all the time. So,
imagine.
We drank Surley Brewing Company Xtra Citra Pale Ale. Rob still hasn't finished it. I think it was delicious. I loved it very, very much.
I do not understand that assessment.
That's fine. It's not for you. I say drink it. Rob says dump it.
I'm dump it if you don't like bitter beers.
Mm-hmm.
Then don't pick this one up.
Right. And that's fine.
So it's just not for me. It does have good taste underneath that, though. I will say that.
Show. Make sure you give us the old follow on Twitter at Dudes on a Porch. Like us on Facebook, even though Facebook kind of sucks.
Use Podcoin.
Use Podcoin if you could. That'd be cool. Also, we have merch and stuff that you can get. If you go to the link is in our Twitter and on our
TeePublic, and then you can type in Dudes with Brews
on a porch. Yeah,
you can get it. You get there with Dudes with Brews.
Yeah. So TeePublic, and then if you search Dudes with Brews, because the link for some reason there's no direct link to it. It's weird.
Yeah. Anybody that's listening to the Moody podcast,
we're
not stopping on that, but just because of certain outside factors, we have had to take a slight hiatus. That's not going away for good.
No, that's coming. Wedlock Wednesday is done though.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but
that's okay. It was hard, me and Amanda were doing it via Skype, and splicing that audio together every week it's difficult. It's because she recorded it on her end. You have to match it up with yours. It's time consuming. It stuff happens, and then she's got a newborn kid. It wasn't meant to be for the time being. Well, we gave it a shot. We gave it the old college try.
I was surprised. I was gonna 3 podcasts. I mean,
it's a lot.
Yeah. Who are you?
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith. Not who I associate with having a lot of podcasts, but
he's got a lot.
I was gonna say Tompkins, Paul F. Tompkins.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that, Rob.
Yep.
All right. Say bye.
Bye.
Pew pew audio. Goodbye, everyone.